Hello, Internet! It is 7 p.m. It's a Tuesday. I'm Sneaky Devil, which means this is Fanfiction Contempt Theater 9001. So, because this is in fact a Tuesday, that means we do go back and revisit some old fics, answer fan mail, which we don't have any of, and
we have a few. There's like
well, no, we answered fan mail. Well, used to at least. We don't have any anymore.
Yeah. Yes.
Anyway.
But at one point, we did have fan mail.
Yes. Well,
we suggest you guys send us more. That way, this introduction makes us feel less saddened.
Nah. Anywho, as always, don't contact and/or harass the people that I feature in this podcast because that would be bad and that's against the rules. So don't do it.
Don't fucking do it.
Anywho, because it's a Tuesday, because we go back to the classics that brought you all here, and by back to the classics, I mean shit we covered like a week ago, have Fear the Hunger, Chapter 2. And to everyone unaware of what Fear the Hunger is, I'll summarize it nicely for you. Cancer. That's pretty much it. A little bit longer summary is Harry Potter dies in his cupboard, and two fairies show up from each fairy court. One fairy from each fairy court, so two fairies, show up to teach him in the ways of the fairy courts. And his dad is actually a Blue Eyes White Dragon. And James...
He was not actually a Blue Eyes White Dragon.
No, it was.
Was it really a Blue Eyes White Dragon? God damn it.
And James is still alive, and he has a second son, who's the wrong boy who lived, who everyone thinks is the real boy who lived, because why not use that cliche? Because that's not overused at all.
What the fuck is this?
Other things. Right, and hollows exist, and he has his hollow chain, and I believe we're about to get to the part where his hollow chain runs out and he turns into a hollow. So
it's this one.
It's this one. Yes.
God.
Yes.
Perhaps the worst part is...
Why'd we come back?
Oh, because it's Tuesday.
Perhaps the worst part about this is, from a grammar standpoint, from a technical standpoint, there's nothing wrong with writing. That's the most part.
Yeah, no, you're right. There is... The grammar on this isn't bad. I think, actually, that's the worst part. Is the writing itself isn't bad. It's just... The idea is... cancer.
The idea and the execution.
The tropes are cancer. This whole thing is cancer. It's a new form of cancer. Speaking of which, I found a story that someone said, "Oh, I had neck cancer. That's why I couldn't write the chapter today, guys." I'm like, neck cancer is not a thing, you fucking dumbass.
Well, I mean, I guess you could
have cancer in your neck, but you can't get neck cancer. The neck is not an organ that generates a special type of cancer.
No, but you can have a cancerous mass in your neck.
Yeah, but that's still not neck cancer.
Maybe that's what he meant, though.
Well, English language is very specific, Max.
That's hilarious coming from you.
Fuck you!
No, he makes a valid point, Sneaky.
I are the best with words. Nah.
He says, once again slamming down the bottle of vodka.
It was winter break, snow fell outside of semi-empty classroom.
And the grammar's gone.
Goodbye, grammar! Harry was in the front row for what was called remedial classes. Apparently, he needed to know several runic writing systems before the new year. He left a month ago. Dawn taught him how to heal minor wounds with light. Photosynthesis? A skill Harry used to earn a little money. Harry gained the reputation as a back alley doctor, as a 9-year-old back alley doctor.
Look. Okay,
Look, I have been to many. Look, I grew up on the outskirts of Camden, next to a trailer park. I have been to many sketchy places in my life. I'm still not trusting a 9-year-old to sew me up in a street fight.
Especially because the 9-year-old's not even sewing you up. He's gonna put his hand over you. There's gonna be a little glowy thing.
No. See, he got it. He's got it figured out. When the thugs that lived in Surrey, because there's so many fucking thugs in Surrey, needed a knife wound closed, they came to him because they had so many stabbings. They came to him. Dust masked his spell work with the illusion of it being stitching. They always thought him older, larger, and more imposing. So he's using illusions to look like some sort of doctor.
Okay, look, it's better than the 9-year-old.
Yes. To be fair, still wouldn't accept back alley doctors. There's a reason why they're in the back alley.
Especially I want to know what is this back alley he's working out of?
Don't you know? It's the back alley of Surrey. With all the thugs in it.
Yeah, but where does he live is my question. Also, actually, Sneaky, I wouldn't be surprised if they have a lot of knife wounds in England, because remember, England's
yes,
super
there's
harsh
no
on
guns.
the gun law.
Yeah, I'm aware. I'm just saying there's not that many thugs, and of those thugs, not many are stabbing each other on a constant basis to supply a living environment to a 9-year-old.
Look, I can't give an objective frame of reference. I'm from Chicago. If we go a weekend without a murder, it makes national headlines, okay?
I mean, you're not wrong.
I remember last summer, it was like, woo! Chicago has a record low for murders. There have only been like 30 this summer. Good job, guys!
Yeah, I remember that. You called me and sounded so disappointed at the headline. Because that just...
Of course I was... But, Max, how could I not be disappointed with that headline?
Oh, no, I know. It's just that moment of, oh my god, how has he not died yet? He's right on the outskirts of that shit.
Because I don't leave my house. I'm a smart boy.
That doesn't stop some people from dying from some of the headlines I remember. His work phone, a cheap throwaway flip phone, had no messages. The normal stabbings were running dry as the new year approached.
What?
The normal stabbings?!
Alright, first of all, listen here. I gotta tell ya. Just because it's winter does not mean crime stops. At all.
No, it does not. Unless you're in, like, Vermont or something, where it gets so cold, everyone's just like, you know what? It's not worth even going outside.
I could go stab Henderson, but that would mean I'd have to go outside, and that's like 100 minutes of prep. Then I have to walk to his house, then I have to get him to open the door, then I have to get into a knife fight. You know, no, I'm just gonna make some hot chocolate and stay inside.
Basically. Yeah, it was okay. He had enough to pay the rent this month. So he's in an apartment in Surrey, which he's paying with knife stabbing money.
Alright, listen, knife stabbing money makes it sound far more interesting than the fact that he's using a little bit of magic to stitch some people up. Also, I want to point out, these fairies are doing a lot of extra legwork for him.
Well, don't you understand? His dad is the Twilight Dragon of Destruction, the Blue Eyes White Dragon.
Yep.
Yes, of course. How silly of us.
Pay attention, Harry.
Presumably,
yeah.
They had to make him appear older.
Yeah.
They had to make him appear older while he was out shopping for an apartment.
Probably,
they have to make him appear older probably.
Yeah.
9 years old.
Yeah, I know. No, yeah.
Listen,
pretty much just all the time.
Not even the most unscrupulous people in Chicago will sell an apartment to a 9-year-old.
Well, yeah, because that's fucking dumb. A 9-year-old's not gonna be able to pay for that apartment.
That's what I'm saying. They have to make him look older to buy the apartment. Presumably, they have to make him older every time he interacts with the landlord to pay rent.
Yeah,
They're making him look older
yeah.
every time he stitches one of these fuckers up.
Yep, more or less, sure. Pay attention, Harry. Now, what does this symbol mean? Thus asked. It was a horseshoe, or the Omega symbol. Whoa, whole, alone, absolute power over many.
That was only when this
That was only when the symbol was alone. When added to other symbols, it became more complicated. When dealing with Greek algorithms, the symbol meant ocean cataclysm and the storms the user called upon Poseidon. Good. Now, when combined with the Egyptian was, and the Odin's three horns, what does this mean? Harry thought back to his earlier lessons on Egyptian and Norse runes. They roughly translate to one powerful struggle. Okay, barring the fact that the magic system for runes in Harry Potter is completely undefined. So we're just going to ignore that. The author's allowed to do whatever the fuck. You don't combine the three in one sentence. You're like, alright, so I just take this word from Chinese, this word from English, and that word from Swahili, and I throw them all together, and it means one powerful struggle. No. That's
like
that's not
to mention you're working with
right.
you're working with symbols of magical power. That's like saying, alright, so I'm gonna take a little bit of magnesium and I'm gonna take some gunpowder and you know what, let's throw in a little I don't know. Let's throw in a little barium and see what happens, guys. Like let's just mix some unstable elements together and see what happens.
And honestly,
the answer is an explosion.
Obviously, this is the headcanon alert. This is my personal opinion on it, and this is my biased opinion of how authors should take it. There is, in real life, obviously a non-working system, but there is, in real life, an explained system of symbolized magic. So basically, symbol means blank. You string symbols together, you get blank idea. That's sort of how the Harry Potterverse talks about runes, in how like everything together defines how the magic is guided, and using multiple languages of magic guidance in the same sentence doesn't make sense because it breaks the symbolism of them. You're trying to treat it like it's its own language that can be mixed and matched with other words like Spanglish or something. Like you can't Spanglish Norse symbolism and Egyptian symbolism.
I mean, you can, but it's not going to work.
You can, but it won't make sense. And since the magic runs off of making sense to you, it breaks the symbolism. You follow? You know, like I said, this is my personal opinion. It's my bias. But that's how all the good stories that have approached runes in the Harry Potterverse have done it. And that's how all the good...
I don't know enough about the runes to give a damn.
That's how freaking Harry Dresden, like the series, Dresden Files.
Well,
that's how Harry Dresden. That's how their magic system approaches. It's all about symbolism. It's about attaching, a made-up word to an effect.
Yeah, well, and remember, it doesn't necessarily have to be a made-up word.
Well, yes, obviously, but you do want it to make a word that you're not often going to say, so you don't accidentally blow someone's head off with a lightning bolt because you said something in Latin.
I'm aware of that. I'm just saying it didn't strictly say. But yes, and that is one thing I liked about the Dresden. It's like, so why is everybody running around? Why does this guy say hocus pocus and someone a lightning bolt? Why does this? And then this guy does it and someone's a rabbit and that guy does it. Fuck all happens. Well, because it's about blah 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 blah.
It's about symbolism, magic. Like Harry Dresden pulled directly from the Book of Symbolism magic IRL. And it makes sense.
Anyway.
Anyway, point being, moving on, blah blah blah, bleh. Dumb, stupid, etc. Blah blah blah, should we teach him this stuff? Blah blah blah, he needs to know, blah blah blah, it could screw up his understanding. I'm glad that the characters in this story are self-aware. Doing this could screw up his understanding of runes and set him back years. He needs to know what he's doing. If he wants him to speak our language, all he needs is understanding. The why isn't important for now. Okay, sort of self-aware. He grabbed a hold of his soul chain and let the links drop slowly. He started with 12 and now he was down to 10. They hold the power of belief, blah blah blah, blah blah blah, belief, strong and blah blah blah. And the blah blah blah, runes are linked with death, okay, I guess, whatever. And blah blah blah, he's the son of our master. Oh, of course, I forgot, the Blue Eyes White Dragon God of Destruction is the leader of both fairy courts.
Makes total sense.
Blah 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 blah. He needs it. He needs his Zanpakuto. If we could steal a Zanpakuto, then we can balance him out. Harry saw them, the monsters. They were like him once, person who died, their soul chain vanished, they became hollows. If not for Dawn and Dust, they would have eaten his soul. I may have found a way to make him a Soul Reaper without a Zanpakuto. Weeks later, they were on a plane to Japan. Their destination is Karakura Town.
Oh my god.
There was a shop run by an ancient Shinigami.
This is like a triple crossover. Is this in the multi-cross section?
No.
Because we're at like
No, we went over this last Friday.
Oh my god.
It was last Friday, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I think it was.
They guy has been living there for a while. Most fairy were aware. The winter and summer courts gave the place a wide berth. Night and day courts were more curious. They kept a few spies in the wings. The plane landed, 2 winged companions, spiritual pressure, hurricane around a single individual. Harry hid his chain under his clothes. You can't do that.
That's not how that works. We've seen literally that's not how it works.
There were souls everywhere, as well as hollows, killing and eating people.
Sneaky, they have hallows. You see, they're trying to tie things together.
Hallows. Get the fuck out. The monsters moved about, devouring souls, only to be killed by men and women in black robes. No, holy shit, they're making it sound like it's some fucking war scenario. It isn't. There was like one hollow attack before Bleach started in Karakura Town that we know of.
Yeah, one attack.
And that's the one that Ichigo got involved in. You know.
Yeah. And then there were a couple running around, hollows running around that I guess were being more subtle.
I mean, yes, there was a protector for Karakura Town, but the problem there is that Ichigo could always see the spirits, because that's what Ichigo said. He claimed to have always been able to see spirits for a very long time, and so obviously he would have been able to see hollows. He had never seen a hollow until that night with Rukia, which means even though Ichigo traveled all around the town to the point where everyone thought he was a delinquent, because he always got in fights with people, and always beat up thugs everywhere, he never saw a hollow until Rukia, which means there was no hollow attacks in Karakura Town.
Either that or the guy or the protector who was there was doing a bang-up job, which if that was true, why was Rukia sent?
Yeah. And, well, I mean, then, you know, that's all, remember, that's all part of Aizen's Kakaku. Rukia gets sent there, And then
Yeah,
strong hollow gets sent in that Rukia can't handle. Ichigo gets attracted to the fight. Ichigo gets into the fight, dies, awakens his hollow. Yeah.
etc. etc.
All according to Kekaku. Anyway. Point being, there was no battlefield in Karakura Town before Bleach started. So this is wrong. No, I mean, again, depending on the time period as well. But still, even then, even then, there was, like, during the Save Ruki arc, there was no protector in Karakura Town, and as far as everyone was aware, nothing bad happened, hat and clogs.
I was going to say, Hat and Clogs could be handling it. Ichida's father could be handling it.
Yeah, like, so that's handled then, and then pretty much every single...
Didn't the idiot who was in, like, the third or the fourth episode, the one with the hospital, didn't he, like, step up and take over that for a while?
Oh yeah, he was creating hollows though, and Ichigo was putting them down. That was a small miniature arc.
No, I'm talking about, but like during the Saving Rukia arc, after Ichigo told him what he was doing.
Oh yes, he did step up too. Yeah. And but like that was the whole thing. Like, okay, yeah, then there was hollows that would show up occasionally, but Ichigo and Rukia and or Chad and or Ishin were all enough to handle them. Like, reinforcements were never sent. So, I'm frustrated that he's included Bleach in this in general, but I'm even more frustrated that he got it wrong. You know? Like, if you're going to include it, at least do it correctly. It's just... Anyway. Blah, 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 candy shop questions, made a funny look, help me, don't strip in my sore, I'm not a pervert, I'm here for scientific assistance, soul chain, Dusk and Dawn flew out, you looked at them, blah, 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 soul chain body, blah, blah, you can blah, 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 blah. Harry was covered in iron. No, we're his teachers, blah, blah, blah. Here, kid, eat this. It was a blood red orb. It will seal away your potential to use spiritual energy permanently. When you die, it will destroy the device. Let him put it in you. Absorb it into your verse. Into your... Harry's personal universe. Harry's got his own fucking reality marble already.
Okay, with the level of power he's already obtained, I don't see how literally anything ever can be a threat to him except for, like, Aizen himself.
Stage
5 Pokyoku.
Wait, apparently he also has the Worldo because time stopped. Time was stopped and then restarted. Harry nodded his accent. And Urahara looked too pleased.
Arthur, we gotta have a chat about how casually you're just dropping power level upgrades here, okay?
The large purple orb entered his chest, but I thought it was bloody.
Yeah.
It tried to follow his soul chain to his soul. It failed to fight the green black star gravity inside his reality marble. The Hogyoku was stuck inside him before it could touch his soul.
Okay, now he has the Hogyoku. Okay. Let's ignore the fact that it would have been in Rukia for what, like 100 years at this point?
No, actually, the Hogyoku was implanted into her during the recovery section of the first part of Bleach.
It It was? I thought it had been in her for quite some time.
Nope. He implanted it in her. Like, again, remember, this is all part of Aizen's plan, because he knew what's-his-face would try to hide it from Aizen inside Rukia when Rukia got injured and gave him the opportunity to heal her. And that's why Rukia's powers were having trouble coming back, because of what he did with between the Gigai and the Hogyoku. And that's why she was so easily captured.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're going back to Britain. Here's my phone number. Blah, 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 blah. With simple... Oh my god. Harry ran forward and hugged the man. This was very important. With simple physical contact, he could synchronize his soul with another being. He could learn everything that individual knew and gain any skill. As long as that individual wasn't human, he could duplicate everything they had and polymorph into them.
What?
Okay.
This is dumb.
Huh. Not a problem, Isley. You have let me because we've gotten a bit confusing at this point. Let me summarize for everyone, including ourselves, what's going on. Harry Potter is the wrong boy who lived and was sent by Dumbledore to live in seclusion forever, apparently, or something, at his aunt's house. His aunt's house, where he died of starvation after 3 days. At which point, fairies from the night and day courts showed up.
Remember, not the summer and winter. No, no, no.
Oh, and the night and day were also courts.
I know, I'm just saying.
Yeah. Night and day courts showed up and declared him the son and heir to the Blue Eyes White Dragon god of destruction, who was the leader of both the night and day courts, sort of. And so they came to teach him all of their fairy magic. And in the process of that, he was starting to lose links on his soul chain from Bleach. And he would holofy if they did
Which
fix
just
the
showed
issue.
up.
And so they went to so they taught him a shit ton of runes and a shit ton of other powers in like the span of a month. And then he went to Japan. And in Japan, he went to Cat and Clogs from Bleach and had the Hogyoku put inside him. And it got sucked into his reality marble.
Which he just has, by the way.
Which he just has, and which is apparently a green and black star for some fuck all reason.
I can tell you why it's going to be a green and black star. It's going to be a green and black star so that he can use Uyu Kyoto's power.
Oh, of course. And then it was revealed that he also has the power to synchronize his soul with non-human people to gain all of their knowledge prototype style, except they're all still alive. But he can also transform into them, copy any items they have on them, and use any skills and memories they have as well. And we're only halfway into chapter 2. And apparently this is also going to be a crossover with D times D. Anyway. Yorichi apparently knew that Harry soul copied Urahara. And says, I won't tell him what you did to him because he played a dirty trick on you. Never return to this town. You'll be a pawn in the war coming up. But she doesn't know about Aizen at all. Like, she knows he's a creepy bastard, but
Are you sure the static's gone, Sneaky? Because I can hear static through my headphones.
It's back now. It wasn't there before. Like, no, don't get me wrong. For a good while, it wasn't there.
Yeah.
Anyway. Blah, 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 children. Blah, 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 blah. After turning off his lights, he entered his reality marble. The once calm universe was now a storm of rampant spiritual energy. The Hogyoku was moving around, causing trouble. The fabric of reality was ripping at the seams, trying to keep the Hogyoku from entering his soul. Taking a deep breath, he knew what he had to do. From the mana, he formed an entire world made of rock and metal and a hollow core. He first needed to imprison the Hogyoku. Oh no. Oh no. Don't tell me the D times D verse comes from his soul. Okay. From within the world, he created a pinprick in the fabric of reality and filled the world with his spiritual energy. Mana quickly entered the hole, and the Hogyoku focused on the world. It ran through the surface of the world, made its way into the planet's core. From there, it bound itself into the planet with roots of purple flowing through the planet's surface. From there, Harry formed another planet, flooded it with spiritual energy. Long tendrils from the Hogyoku shot out, connecting to the new world. Eventually, he had a world like these in a ring around his green-black star. He began to develop a new technique to feed the Hogyoku. He started to form a bubble of spiritual pressure and let them rise through the fabric of his mana. There was no hole for the Hogyoku to go through, keeping his soul safe.
Oh.
What?
Quick aside, Isley, the Hogyoku is essentially the McGubbins of Bleach.
Yeah, it's the fire emblem of the Bleach verse.
No, hold on. The Fire Emblem is far less nonsense than the Hogyoku.
Oh, fair enough.
Mm,
No,
Yeah.
not really, mate.
the most the Fire Emblem's ever done is give you the ability to unlock chests, and occasionally it's used as the item by which you beat the dragons. That's all it's ever been. It's never been the ultimate wish granting device.
Okay, yes, the Hogyoku is basically GG Godmaker. Yeah. Anyway, the Hogyoku remained fed on his spiritual energy. The Hogyoku soon filled up the space between worlds, becoming a purple ring circling an enormous star. In a sense, he had done what Urahara wanted, though not in his soul, but the Hogyoku was trapped. Harry kept it in a space not touching his body or soul. What?
What?
It was attached to a point where his soul and mind met. How long until the Hogyoku could adapt to his mana and dig through it? Yes.
This entire thing is
It's
stupid.
a scroll of infinite wish in D&D. except it also assimilates you. There was a rumble from the Hogyoku. Small black and purple bubbles of spiritual energy, spiritual pressure flowed from his reality marble back into his soul. The Hogyoku was taking mana around it and separating it into spiritual pressure and mental energy. At the same time, he sent his own green and black spiritual energies to the Hogyoku. The purple-black energy fused with his soul seamlessly. The purple became green and the black melded with his own.
Why did we come back to this?
Because we were like, how bad could it possibly get?
Well, now we know.
Now we know. We have learned our lesson.
You brought this on yourselves.
We did. Anyway, blah blah blah. Do you have any idea how hard it was to contain your spiritual energies? Magic and spirit energy is two different languages. You must form new words to get the meaning across. That and it was dull without you here. A year later,
Harry's still 9.
Yep.
He's still 9 a year later.
Yep. Harry's 9, working on a brew. Blah 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 blah. Trying to technobabble potions. Blah 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 blah. There's wizards at the door. Want us to make them go away. Greasy wizard, massive beard wizard. Harry, my boy, is that you? Come quickly. It's okay. We will get you back to your relatives soon. Screw that, Harry thought. Was it too late to make them forget? The author puts in without any sort of thought marks, even though Harry's not the narrator. Why would I want to live with them? Just like his father, spoiled to the core.
What?
Why would I want to live with them? You're just like your father, so spoiled. I want to live alone and not with my family. Equals spoiled? What? Anyway. Blah blah blah, we will take you by force. Hogyoku began to pulse. Over the years, he learned a lot about it. Hogyoku would react to his desires. He didn't want to go there. Dawn and Duskman would be seen. The Scarred Man flicked his wand. Iron cages appeared around Dusk and Dawn. Wait, I thought they were nowhere to be seen.
Who knows, man? Who fucking knows?
The iron prevented them from escaping. Actually, it's not iron. It's wrought iron, or AKA cold iron. If you're going to include lore, do it properly. It's not just iron. It's specific types of iron. Now, to be fair, in popular TV shows, it's iron. Because, well, it's a bit harder to be like, oh no, this is cold iron, aka wrought iron. Because it's like, okay, well, not too much shit has that, and it's a lot easier just to have like a shitty iron sword as a prop, and to be like, oh yeah, it's iron that affects, supernatural things, Anyway, author's dumb. Moving on. So Max, how are you liking this story so far? Isn't it great? Max?
Not the word I would use.
I thought it was fantastic. I think 10 out of 10. This story is excellent. It's so excellent, it makes me not want to exist anymore. Anyway, blah blah blah. The Hogyoku continued to pulse. A gate tore open underneath him, and his body sank through it. They tried to escape. They tried to capture him before he could escape, but he sunk through the Garganta. Oh, so he just opened up a hollow portal.
Huh.
He didn't appear in a world lit by a moon and covered in sand. Harry appeared on Earth. We are in China, Dawn said. Harry, you just used a halo ability. Congratulations. Who goes there? Harry turned to see a girl. Oh my god, here's D times D. At least it isn't formed out of his soul, but this isn't much better. Yes, Dusk Till Dawn was the name of a shop in Ruby. Girl older than him with red slit eyes, black clothing, blah blah blah. Other girl with red slit eyes. The spells the fairies used translated the words. I'm Harry. I wanted to hide from adults. Who are you? I'm Akua and my sister Jasmine. Did you steal something? They want me to take me back to my family. Do you have family? We have family. My mother was burned at the stake. A terrorist killed my mom. I was literally born from sunshine. I was born from the death of newborns. Were they a meeting of the world's most screwed up kids? He shook his head. Nah, there were worse cases. Want to be friends? We would like to be friends. We have a cardboard box we sleep in. Would you like to join us? Sure. Chapter end.
Cool. So out of curiosity, was it your whole thing with iron earlier?
Yeah.
Is that something specifically stated in the Harry Potter series?
No. Wrought iron is actually part of a Gaelic myth.
Yeah, well, because I'm trying to track down that now. Because wrought iron is an actual method of working with iron.
I'm aware.
Generally, apparently, cold iron is a poetic term for iron.
Yeah.
Literally, poets trying to
Yeah.
sound fancy.
I know.
I can't track anything down specifically for wrought iron being what needed to be used for supernatural creatures.
I
But
used to
I don't
have
feel like
I used to have a massively. It was called the Massive Big Little Book of Mythology or something like that, and it had Norse, it had Gaelic, it had Egyptian, it had Greek.
Yeah, but the issue with Norse and Gaelic is that because we don't have near as many records as we'd like,
Yeah.
there are some artistic licenses taken with every book on those particular mythologies.
This is true enough. This is actually true enough.
And I hate it so much. 'Cause
Gaelic,
there's nothing really
sneaky, not
standardized.
Gaelic. Well, fuck you. I'm gonna say Gaelic as much as I want.
Damn.
What?
I think he's saying damn to you.
Oh, okay. Alright, so this is another story that got linked on one of the Discords. I don't know if it's gonna be good or not, but it's gonna be a thing. As always, can be found in the Discord down below. Anyway, Stages of Hope. Professor Cyrus Black, head of Slytherin House, is confused. Why are there two strangers found at Hogwarts? Why does one of them claim to be the son of Lily Lupin and not get James Potter? Dimensional travel alternative universe. Dark humor.
You know, I like how the summary started out as a prelude to what would normally be a humor story, and then I noticed what it's actually tagged as.
Adventure
now
drama?
Now I'm disappointed. Yeah, it's like dark
How
humor.
does
It's
one
like
go about
that's-
recommending a story To us. Well, it's simple. You join our Discord, and you post it, and you ping us.
Yep.
That's pretty much it. We're not big enough to have a Reddit. I mean, we can have a Reddit.
We're not
but
going to be that size for some time.
we're never going to be that size. Not unless people start actually spreading the word. Not unless people start actually going around and be like, yo, hey, you like fan fiction? You're my friend. Watch this shit with me, laugh with me, suffer with me.
Mostly suffer. Mostly suffer.
Mostly suffer.
Yeah.
Deep in the bowels of Gringotts, Harry Potter and Hermione Granger were fighting a dragon. Things were not going very well, but that was much of the ordinary these days that had them barely worried. Too busy to worry, actually. While Hermione was hard-pressed to keep up a shield against the dragon's fire, even though it takes, like... Canonically, it's supposed to supposedly take, like, 20 dragon keepers to, you know, take on one dragon. But for some reason in the books, Harry and Hermione could solo it, more or less. Because reasons.
Obviously, all those dragon keepers were under-leveled scrubs.
Clearly.
Maybe they just rolled bad.
Harry Potter, the leader of rather pitiable opposition against Voldemort, was being defeated by a lock. A medieval lock, to be precise, but it was a goblin made and hellishly stubborn. I can't hold it much longer, Hermione yelled, her shield charm flickering under the onslaught of flames. Nothing's working. You don't contract. Nothing is working. Or nothing's working. Then there's the contraction there. But nothing is...
Is the static gone? I think I fixed it.
Sort of.
What do you mean, sorta?
It's like... very occasional.
Damn it.
It's not as bad as it used to be. But it's still there. A little bit.
And I won't be happy until I fix all of it. But it's better, which means I don't feel too terrible about it.
She nodded, and when the stupid and huge dragon next drew breath, they changed positions with the ease of long practice. Of defending against dragon breath? She hit the lock, blah blah blah, blah blah blah, spellfire, the restrained vault remained secure. We use fiend fire, we don't know what's in the vault, it could start a chain reaction, we could also be killed by a dragon. Harry hesitated, position change now, it was much harder, blah blah blah, dragons ceased their attack, perhaps shocked by their daring. Vault door crashed open, something exploded, and Hermione was drowning in magic. Meanwhile, in a world... Sorry. Oh, let me get that right. Meanwhile, in a world that's much like ours... Meanwhile, in our universe... Meanwhile, a world very much the same and yet fundamentally apart, two friends sat talking within the strong walls of Hogwarts, warmed by a merry fire and the flow of their conversation. It was an old custom for them to sit together like this, the familiarity of the situation connecting the schoolboys, of once to the grown men, of the now. That's awkward phrasing. The clock roused them from their talk, and though neither of them felt the slightest inclination to brave the Scottish winter in the middle of the night, duty was duty, and even a Slytherin could not always shirk it. It's your fault, Severus Snape accused his second oldest friend while donning a thick black cloak and a green scarf. I wanted to take autumn duty, but no, you were too busy chasing after that woman, so we have to trudge through this damn blizzard instead of getting drunk. His companion grinned, white teeth flashing in the face that was considered dreamy by the majority of the female Hogwarts population. Jealous, Snappy? He asked. Don't call me that, Severus said, but the demand lacked conviction. This exchange was as old as their friendship, and even stubborn Severus had given up on ever losing his child subordinate. Oh, but you love it, I know you do. Shut up, Fluffy, or I'll sick Lily on you. Severus sighed, doused the candles, and aimed a slight stinging hex at his friend to get him moving. As much as I love multiple actions in the same sentence, because I do the same thing, it's basic actions that you can chain together. Severus sighed as he doused the candles. And then aimed a slight stinging hex at his friend to get him moving. A chain in that sort of situation would be more like sighing, he doused the candles, grabbed his bag, and walked out the door. Better. It's simple actions. Dousing candles, grabbing bag, walking out door. Simple. Not sighed, dousing the candles, and aiming a slight stinging hex at his friend's posterior to get him moving. The last part breaks it all up. Anything else to add, you guys?
Not really, no.
Yeah. Who simply swatted it away, expecting nothing less of his Severus after all these years. What is this, gay? You're getting slow, research and blah blah blah, hundreds of students and blah blah blah, teaching's lovely, blah blah blah, keep them interested. Flashing girls, by flashing a smile at the girl and an aura badge at the boys, demanding work, and blah blah blah. They blocked the hex that he sent at them, blah blah blah. Blah blah blah. The simple joys of school. Results of the spell sent the thoughts out of their head. 2 intruders. Severus over here. They lay close to each other, limbs thrown haphazardly, faces caked with grime and blood. Blah blah blah. Severus' spell confirmed that. There was no other intruders. Blah blah blah. The boy had the Sword of Gryffindor, the mythical weapon kept safe by Dumbledore's Phoenix himself, strapped securely to his hip. Sirius Black, the head of Slytherin House, veteran professor of defense against the dark arts, and partner in crime of Severus Snape, met his best friend's eyes with echoing shock, their easy banter forgotten in the face of this mystery. Alright, so it wasn't as bad as I thought it would be?
Well, there went Atin.
Oh, did Atin dead?
I think Atin dead.
Atin did dead. Alright.
Yeah, he's offline. Oh, he's not gonna be happy if he gets back on during the stream.
Unlikely. Alright. So, let's see what we got here. Free as a bird, in love with a cat. Naruto D times D. How do you feel about that, Max?
Not good, but I don't have much of a choice in this, so...
We got some Elder Scrolls as well. We got some Ruby Punisher crossover.
Like Marvel Punisher.
Yeah.
Fuck it, I feel like cringing. Why not?
Yeah, this is gonna be
like, I'm at least passingly familiar with Punisher.
Punisher is like the only hero that like goes around and kills the bad guys. Because, he punishes them by killing them all.
Yeah, well, I mean, because, I lost my family to crime, and clearly these guys just don't deserve to live.
The Revenant! Someone's on a rampage, killing any criminal in Vale, cleaning up Vale and causing mass panic in the criminal underworld, angering the Vale Council and getting the support of the common folk. He has a single calling card, an intimidating white skull.
Ooh, sneaky. I think you and I saw this once.
No, there's no way we've seen this before.
Either that or I'm thinking of a Punisher ripoff that someone did with Sean. That might be it, but it might not have been in the crossover section. I
That's
feel like
probably
Punisher. Yeah, I feel like we ran into Punisher Jean at some point. I just don't remember from what.
Okay, there's probably a good chance of that. Speaking of Ruby, did you see those amusing Ruby videos I dropped in our Discord?
That dance number?
Both dance numbers.
Both? What? I see one.
Oh shit! I fucking. Oh, I dropped the other one in. I put the dance alternative takes into Animu,
Oh, yeah, no, I've already seen all of those. Well, both of
and
those.
then there's the
So,
Team Juniper dance to everything one. That's just
yeah,
that
I've
that
seen those
that works
because,
too well. That worked
yeah,
way too well.
Monty stumbled onto a particular dance routine that matches a number of songs and beats.
Yeah.
So, good on him.
Anyway, he had no idea how it happened. It was all so sudden. He, his dad, and mom, and his older sister, along with his grandparents and his great grandparents, were just celebrating his. That's not how you. Celebrating his parents' anniversary, and next everyone was screaming in terror, and the killing began on both sides. Soon everyone was dead, and he was the last to go. However, he saw her face, the one who took everything away from him and enjoyed every bit of it before she herself finished him off. Unfortunately, she failed to actually do that, as he was still alive, barely hanging between the boundary between life and death. As he hung on, a voice spoke to him. Oh, God fucking damn it.
Oh no. Why? Why? Why is this happening?
We even lost Isley.
It's just you and me. Oh.
Sad, isn't it? Powerless as everything you loved and cherished was taken from you by that bitch and her minions. Do you want revenge? Do you want the power to make the bitch suffer just like she did to you, and her miserable existence in the most gruesome way as possible? You can get that. You can gain the power to do all that and more. However, the price is very high. However, for you, it might not be, as you have nothing to lose now, right? So what's it going to be? Hell yes.
Okay. Those should not have been in separate sentences like that if it's just a singular voice.
Oh, yeah, I know.
In fact, let's flip the coin on its head. Instead of one voice, he hears multiple voices, and each one's a different voice.
Oh,
That
yeah,
way,
that'd be very nice.
any insanity that we get to see in this story can be explained by him having more than one voice stuck in his head.
Indeed. He had nothing to lose anyway since he already lost everything. If he can get his chance to make the bitch suffer, then end her in the most brutal way imaginable, then yes! A resounding fucking yes is the answer. And like that, the world turned black before it flashed brightly. The rain poured down on the field of stone flowers. Silent gatherers dressed in black stood by a particular flower with 3 names carved into it. And blah blah blah, his family.
Those are 4 names, by the way.
I know.
Not 3.
Yep. I'm aware. The 3 people looked towards the grave, a eulogy, blah blah blah, relatives, man of authority, blah blah blah, David DeFrank, could say many of his relatives from a terrorist group. Oh, what the fuck? First, this young woman who's the last known relative of his. She couldn't believe this happened to him. Her cousin Frank, of all people, he was nice. The next person is a man of authority who had been Frank's superior when he was a soldier in the army of Atlas and the Special Forces unit. Okay, so it's not the Punisher in Ruby. It's someone who's been meat puppeted to have the Punisher's backstory in Ruby. Good.
Who's the villain going to be then?
Cinder. The third and final is a man who had been indebted to Frank as he had saved many of his relatives from the terrorist group known as the White Fang. Thanks to him, he was able to see his relatives again safe and sound instead of burying them. He was shocked that as... Oh no. Oh no. As the funeral ended, Summer Rose, the last known relative of the deceased, along with her husband Tai Yang Zhaolong, walked towards the gravestone. When they reached it, Summer immediately fell down in tears and wept for a long time while Tai tried to comfort her. Do you believe in magic of a loaded gun? Just fucking end this one. It's magic.
Not sure what happened there. My computer shot the bed.
Don't worry, Sneaky's brain appears to have done the same with this story. I'm sorry. Like, I know you're having like a breakdown, Sneaky. All I could do is laugh at the way this story's going. I don't know why. It's just funny.
You know what you missed? Nothing.
Funny.
Good, I guess.
So, we're covering a story right now of the Punisher and Ruby Cross. Except the Punisher's not in Ruby. It's someone with the Punisher's backstory in Ruby, who is also a relative...
Oh, good, just like that Dark Souls thing.
Who is also a relative of Summer Rose, who's coming to live with them and Ruby. Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Yep. Like I said, do you believe in magic of a loaded gun?
In other news, it would appear that Humble Bundle is doing an Attack on Titan bundle if you guys are interested in that.
I
It's
already
in, like,
own it.
14 hours. So
I already own Attack on Titan.
they're doing the manga bundle, like everything,
Oh.
including the spin-off mangas currently published in English.
Oh, neat.
All the way up to volume 22 for the main line. The Spoop spin-off, a bunch of other things, and a guidebook. So
That would be awesome if I still cared about Attack on Titan. Some years later, an individual had shown up in Remnant and went on a sadistic crusade, hunting down and killing Grimmin criminals. It didn't matter how strong the Grimmer criminals were, or whatever. They were hunted and killed in the most brutal ways imaginable that made many sick, whether huntsmen or not, and this individual enjoyed every bit of it. His logo was an intimidating white skull over his chest and a grim mask in the shape of that skull. And that's gone. Alright, I guess we killed him again.
I think his computer died again.
Yeah.
His computer's trying to save him.
Indeed. He especially enjoyed killing that lunatic scorpion... it was Salem. It was Salem.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Salem personally showed up at the wedding to kill his family.
Anniversary, not wedding.
Right, anniversary of the wedding.
There's no way you were important enough for that. Ruby isn't important enough as a Silver-Eyed Warrior for Salem to come out and take care of her personally just yet. Ozpin isn't important enough for her to go and take him on mano a mano.
Yeah.
There's no fucking way.
Anyway,
Mr. No Name here is.
So he kills Tyrion. Too bad that didn't go the way some of us wanted. The executioner made sure to enjoy killing him. Lunatic never saw it coming and cut his tail off. Blah blah blah. Cut off his arms and then his legs. And then he killed him. Your queen bitch signed her and your death warrant that day. She decided to take everything from me. Now I'm here to fulfill it, and lucky me, I get to kill you, one of her followers, especially you who killed my mother and sister. Oh, don't worry, you're compatriots, and the bitch queen herself will join you soon in hell. You
Out of
believe
curiosity,
in
you made sure to turn
magic?
on the Edge banner, right?
Oh, I did not, actually.
Yeah, no,
Just I don't
we
know
should
who
have
this
turned that
I
on
don't
the
know what this
moment we
person
picked this up.
thinks the Punisher is. This is not the Punisher.
Do you
That's
believe
not what
in
Frank Castle's
magic?
about.
Yeah, no,
Of a
Frank
loaded
does
gun?
not take joy in this. It's just something that needs doing.
Well, I mean, he takes a kind of an existential joy in it. Like he takes the joy in a job well done. He takes joy in doing what he views as
Well,
a good deed. But he
yes,
does
but
not
he
take
doesn't
joy
take
in the slaughter.
yeah, he doesn't take joy in the act itself. He takes joy in the end result. Like, ugh, I need to find more. I just need to read Punisher comics at some point. I need to find the one where Ghost Rider's like, "I'm gonna do the Sin Stare. Why aren't you burning? I didn't do anything wrong. You just straight up murdered those guys. I did
Awful
nothing
meets
wrong.
the
You deserved it."
Punisher. That would be funny, yeah. And that's
Ah,
Ghost Rider, not the Punisher.
that's yeah, that's what I did. I cut out.
Yes.
There's a comic where the Ghost Rider meets the Punisher,
Ah,
and he's like, "Okay, you are a bad person. I'm gonna use the Sin Stare to burn. Why aren't you burning? I did nothing wrong. You murdered hundreds of people. I did nothing wrong. They deserved it."
right.
Like the penance stare does not work on Punisher because he himself does not see it as sin. It is a good thing that he is killing these criminals.
But
Right.
also, side note, terrified the fuck out of Ghost Rider.
I expect it would. Like, wouldn't you be, Adam, if that was the case? Like, okay, this guy is straight up
Yeah, because I was
murdered
gonna say,
people.
there's only been like I think there's only like 4 other people that Stare has never worked on, and I think Spider-Man and Captain America are 2 of them.
Yeah. And then you've got Mr. Murder McKillface over here who also got away with it. Because he is broken at such a fundamental level, he no longer recognizes killing other human beings as a sin so long as they are criminals that he believes to be that he believes to be deserving of it. That's terrifying. That is a complete rewrite of a morality system.
Oh heavens, yes.
Like, that's the terrifying part. This man has fucked up his morals so much, he does not realize, he does not care.
So, I've thought of further lines for my new song.
Oh please stop.
I'll sing it at the end.
Which song is this?
Do you believe in magic of a loaded gun?
Oh,
Anyway, the look on the face was priceless as he decapitated him and absorbed his life essence. What's he, the fucking Zerg now? Of course,
yes.
the axe scared the silver-eyed woman, which he was somehow ashamed of, but it was still a good thing he saved her. She now can return to her family. Oh. Night had come over Vale. Tonight's a good night indeed, said a deep voice. And
Why is all of the Punisher's dialogue bolded?
because this is actually a god that's inside his head that's giving him the power to eat people's life essences and murder them. Blah blah blah. Notorious vigilante known as the Revenant. Sorry, among remnants, most wanted criminal, sadistic individual who takes law in his own hands. One man crusade against crime and grim, and even grim. Even grim. With his kill count mainly consisting of Grimm and White Fang members, and Malcolm Black, the notorious assassin. So not only did he kill Mercury's father before Mercury could, but he's killed terrorists.
Which, completely drastically alters Mercury's entire storyline.
Yeah, but he also kills terrorists and a fuckload of Grimm. Yes, he is clearly the most wanted vigilante criminal ever for all of that evil murdering he's doing of terrorists, Grimm, and assassins.
And, here's the thing. The fact of the matter is, the Punisher doesn't fit very well in the Remnant universe, because Remnant has certainly always seemed to play relatively fast and loose with the law. Hunters
Or at least Vale
don't
does.
Yeah, at least Vale does. If he's and I can't imagine, say, Mistral, or I'm sorry, not Mistral, Atlas. Yeah, I'm sorry. I can't imagine Atlas would be like, oh no, he's here killing terrorists. He's killing the White Fang. Oh, we have to stop him.
Yeah, you've got those 3 or 4 actual good-hearted people, and the others yeah, you have fun with that. We're gonna go patrol in that general direction. Away.
I certainly hope
from
the
that.
Punisher is aware of the fact that we will be patrolling the southern warehouse district from 12 to 9 p.m. It would be very unfortunate if he were there, because then we would apprehend him.
Basically. Oh no, someone's killing terrorists. How terrible.
And again, because here's the thing. The reason people think the Punisher goes too far is the Punisher will kill any criminal. He doesn't stop to think about who they are. He'll kill any criminal. The problem is there doesn't seem to be a lot of low-level criminals in Remnant. Either they're knocking over dust shops, which is the equivalent of, I guess it's the equivalent of stealing grenades, because they're highly explosive. Sure, there might be a few pickpockets, but there doesn't seem to be that many. So very few people are going to be objecting to what Frank Castle is doing.
Well, I mean,
Frank Castle.
Yeah, it's not only that, it's just, in Remnant, it's actually completely different, because criminals bring negativity, and negativity brings Grimm, so having less criminals, regardless of how, is a good thing.
And sure, there might be that brief spike in terror when the Punisher shows up and kills them, but, I mean, after they're dead, they're not, robbing people.
There's also a very good chance that any Grimm that show up as a result are going to be, slaughtered by him on his way out.
Yeah. Say what you will about Frank Castle, he does clean up after himself.
He tries to, at least.
Yes, he tries to.
Anyway, let us keep moving. He is.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Continue.
Alright, let's just keep moving. He was an equal opportunity executioner, as race didn't matter to him.
You there, Sneaky? You've gone quiet.
Yeah, I'm here. If you were a criminal, you were a dead man walking. Many has seen him as a monster who sold his soul to darkness, or a hero who's doing what needed to be done. Either way, the councils and all the kingdoms didn't like that, and a bounty was put on his head. Too bad no one wanted to tempt fate and go after the reward, and law enforcement has also been unlucky too. Only Atlas's military that have ever been too close to getting him, but resulted in the strike team getting their asses handed to them by the vigilante and their androids destroyed.
See, here's the thing. If you're trying to make Frank Castle be a badass, rather than just tell us he kicked the strike team's ass, why not show us that? Like a writer's supposed to.
Yeah. Show us something, or maybe even just have a little scene from the end of one of the fights where it's like, so, did you fellas learn anything tonight? Nope. Not awake to answer. All right. Something. Something other than just that. By the way, apparently he's a teen still.
Yes.
Oh, get the fuck out, author.
So,
The tragedy of Frank Castle is that Frank Castle was a married man, a happily married man with a wife and 2 kids, and they got murdered. So he decided to go murder everyone else involved in killing his kids.
here's the thing, I'm fine with you having it be like someone's child, but I would have expected him to be like 15 or 16.
No, here's the thing. I'd say he needs to be at least 18. Because at minimum, he needs to have gone through some advanced hunter training to be able to
Actually,
fight off
yeah,
strike
no.
teams. From
Yeah, you're right.
Atlas.
Well, because I'd forgotten, there is a mention at the funeral that his superior when he was a soldier in the army in Atlas was at the funeral.
Yep. That was the thing.
So, yeah, he would have had to have been at youngest probably mid-20s. Early
Except-
30s is pushing it.
Except somehow
Or
he's
early
also a
20s is
teenager.
pushing it.
Because fuck you.
Yeah, you're gonna see that a little bit further down in this chapter for some reason. I just want to get to interactions with Blake. I'm not gonna lie, I want to see what Blake thinks about this guy.
Alright, blah 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 blah. Right now he's hiding in the shadows near dusk till dawn, and blah blah blah. In his arms, an assault sniper rifle. Oh, hey, it's Widowmaker.
I want to point out how fucking stupid the term assault sniper rifle is.
You can make that point, and I will immediately point you to any number of guns I can pull up with like a 10-minute Google search that meet that criteria.
There is, to the best of my knowledge, not an automatic sniper rifle. I understand that there are ones that fire in burst. I understand there are ones that are semi-automatic. If there's one that's fully automatic, I am unaware of it.
The Bozar.
DSHKM.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
And
Yeah,
I
the
stand corrected. Thank
DSHK.
you very much.
FSA Rebel. Why?
The Scar.
What?
This Scar can also turn into an automatic sniper rifle.
Oh,
I'm pretty sure the Scar counts as a marksman's rifle, not a sniper rifle.
Here.
It really depends, actually, what your configuration is, because you can long barrel.
Yeah, you can long barrel a Scar with a scope. Here, I didn't have a 12-second video.
I can't watch a 12-second video, Max.
Why not?
Because I'm trying to use as little data as possible for reasons you already know.
You know, I have a really, really fantastic solution for you, Atin.
What?
Make him pay.
You should.
I'm
You
working
should,
on
you
that.
should assassinate him. Do it.
Anyway, on with this piece of garbage.
Yes. On with the show. Roman Torchwick, tonight's a good night. Roman blah 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 blah. Best of all, for the vigilante, he had a dark red outline around him, apart from his semblance, as this meant the criminal was linked to one of the people he hated the most. Either a pawn or a direct follower or whatever, it didn't matter to him. Blah blah blah, let the slaughter begin, let the bodies hit the floor, crawling in my skin.
Yeah, okay, so apparently his semblance is, okay, that person has some sort of contact with Salem.
My
Well,
semblance is
by-
Hatovision.
I'm sorry, but whenever you have something as generic as that to me says, actually, damn near everyone you pass should have that red outline, because the moment Roman interacts with someone, they're now technically tied to Salem.
More or less.
By your own logic, because Roman
Yeah.
knows nothing
Yep.
about Salem. He only knows Cinder. He doesn't even know, to the best of our knowledge, that Cinder has a boss.
I think he knows Cinder has a boss. He just has no idea who it is.
Yeah, but either way, he's not tied to Salem in any meaningful way, aside from I've been
Not to
bitch pressed by this
not to mention,
bitch.
every single member of the White Fang would be lit up.
Yeah. Which theoretically means that the moment he meets Blake, there should be a red outline.
Yes, but it might be because she's not connected anymore.
Except she keeps trying to jump back into it for some reason. Basically, this is bullshit. I don't like when you've got powers like, oh, anyone tied. It's like, okay, by this logic, then anyone Roman has ever had an interaction with is now tied to Salem and has a red outline. So, bye, shopkeep. I guess we'll never see you again.
Yeah. Blah blah blah, all too easy, blah blah blah. Sight of a girl shooting at them. She looked a little bit younger than him. Wait. Yeah, I know we brought this up earlier, but was he in the Special Forces when he was 4?
Like, look, I have many grievances about the character of James Iron. He would never accept a child soldier. He barely accepts them putting Penny in danger. And she's not even real.
I have convinced the nose to get a Mongolian throat singing degree in Sweden.
No, you haven't. We can see
Can
the
we
chat.
focus on this
Don't lie.
idiocy?
No, actually, I really don't want to, but yeah, let's keep going. Let the body hit the floor, blah blah blah, he's shooting people, pulled the weapon, device unfolded, it's a giant fuck off scythe, blah blah blah, silver gray eyes, twirled a large weapon, stabbed it into the ground, I'll be damned, it's little Ruby, he thought an amusement Summer's daughter was here and was being a badass already.
She's like 2,
She's
3 years younger than this kid. You don't get to say little Ruby. Further accentuating the problem with making the Punisher a freaking teenager.
Yeah, no, here's the thing. If he was the proper age of like early to mid 30s, that makes sense.
It makes great sense.
But since he's still a teen, well,
Yep, well, you know, we can't all be smart. Someone has to get the idiot stick.
We can't all, have basic forethought.
Alright, so, did no one notice the part where he blew open some guard's head? Apparently not.
No, I saw that. I was just like, whatever.
No, I'm saying the characters. Like, nobody...
Oh.
Here, notice he just blew open some thug's head.
Yeah, apparently not.
Either Summer or the drunken crow taught her. Either way, good job. You all worth every cent, truly you were. His cigar was shot. Everyone looked over, saw the 6-foot-tall teen in all black, packing heat.
I'm sorry, the 6-foot teen in all black. Jeez, do we have like? Can you just fill the screen with the edgelord banner?
I'll make it for next time for Friday. I'll make sure to add the hyper edgelord mode, where I'll just make more of the edgelord banners just going everywhere on the screen.
Ah, excellent.
Oh boy.
Anyway, not wasting time, he raised the cane. Blah blah blah. Blah blah blah. Fired at Roman. He fired a flare from his cane. Blah blah blah. Fired at the air. Got you in my sights. Gunshot was heard. Red cloaked girl appeared
So
with
does
her
he just
scythe.
have magic anti-aura bullets or something?
Yeah, he's got origin bullets.
Vanishing in a blur. Wait,
Yep.
did he just straight up
Yeah,
combine Reaper
he just
and
nothing
Soldier 76
yes, he is
into
nothing
that?
personal, kid. Yes, he is nothing personal, kid.
That is not what the nothing personnel kid thing is, unless you're farther down.
Look, the point is now he's also Reaper from Overwatch,
Indeed.
and that's dumb.
Yeah, I know, but did he? Where does he teleport behind Roman?
I'm waiting for it.
I mean, I am too. But
Blah blah blah. Volatile crystal blew it up. Shockwave jarred the bullhead. Blah blah blah. Oi, little help. Blah blah blah. Blah blah blah. Blah blah blah. Glowing red circle. Blah blah blah. Instantly recognized Glinda. Waving the car, wrap around. She fixed everything. Blah blah blah. She's batting away the fireballs. Blah blah blah. Bullhead was tilting away. You're a huntress. He turned to the girl that fought alongside him with a raised eye. As she saw her looking at the woman that helped them with stars in her eyes. Duh, 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 duh. Of course she's a huntress. Revenant deadpanned in his brain. No, you must come with me immediately. That goes for you as well, Revenant. Sorry, I'll pass on that, Miss Good Witch. He vanished in a blur again, leaving them all shocked. Ruby Rose could only stare, mouth agape at how the vigilante had vanished just like that. This is just
This is dumb on many levels.
yeah. It's just bad. It's just bad. All right, just fucking dumb folder. Save us. Alright, so this is Daily Life with a Monster Girl Bloodborne crossover.
What? If this goes where I think it's going, I want out.
The nightmare has ended. The hunters have been released upon the world. Francis, a hunter, has no memory of where he came from or who he was. Now he seeks help from an old friend to bring back said memories. Adventure, romance.
You can't see it. My eye is twitching violently.
What?
A man wearing attire that is similar to a white church attire sat in a chair in a white room. His gold
What
and silver...
is this? The fucking Matrix?
His gold and silver mask gleamed with the light as his eyes stayed hidden behind it. His hood seemed to flow with the fan, and his hands that were gloved with silver and gold gauntlets were cuffed to the table. On his back was a large sheath made very durable alloy. He has been waiting some time for someone to interrogate him. The door opens and a lady with black hair comes in. So you are our new monster. I'm Agent Smith. If you count humans as monsters, then yes. The name is Francisco! But call me Francis. The masked man spoke with a thick Spanish accent. So, you're human. Reports said you were animated armor, but I suppose we can look over that. Why are you here? I was arrested on the count for not being with a host family. Well, I can see this was a misunderstanding, Francis. Let me get those cuffs off you.
Not even gonna, not like a test, a quick little like DNA test. We're gonna take a blood sample, get back to you.
So what are? So you're an animated armor? No, I'm a human. Oh well, if you say so, let me just get those cuffs off you.
Hey, can you take your helmet off for me first or something? You know, let me make sure there's a head inside there.
What is this?
Oh, I said I would sing that the full verses of the part of the song that I made. So it goes, do you believe in magic of a loaded gun? Just stare straight down the barrel and have some fun. The magic of a loaded gun. Just one pull and you're done.
If you could actually sing, that might not have been terrible.
I know. I'm also smidgenly intoxicated.
That has very little to do with your terrible singing ability.
I am aware. I'm gonna blame it anyway.
Feel free.
So what brings a man like you into our fine city? I came to visit my friend. I've always sent letters to him, and I plan on seeing him and staying around for a bit. So where do you come from? I don't know. I have been traveling for some time. I recently left Yarnum. Yarnum? Yes, the place was stuck in an endless night, and a brave hunter and I teamed up to end the nightmare. I was set free, but I have no memory of who I was and only who I am. So what led you here? The hunter reached into his coat and pulled out letters. I refer to my letters and postcards for my memories. I remember being a hunter because I wrote any events down in my notebook. I remember my friend because I have his letters. The hunter placed a letter on the table, and Agent Smith looked at the name and address. I know the person. I see him daily. Oh, good. So this is exactly what I thought it would be. This is Living with a Monster Girl, the anime, with the addition of a Bloodborne hunter.
This is not at all what it's going to be, and I'm grateful for that.
You know what I think I would have rather seen?
Death?
No, Gehrman. You know, finally escapes the nightmare.
Gehrman, yes,
Poor old
yes,
bastard. Stuck in modern day Japan with all this going on. And we just get from his point of view, like, every other day, he sees this guy, and he seems to have a new monster girl with him every time, and he looks like he's trying not to die. Which is part of the
German's
point
like,
of the anime.
must not help.
Yeah, Gerben's like, I can't help him. I've had enough of this shit. And eventually he breaks down. It's like, I gotta help him. He's gonna die. He's gonna die in a month. I need to help him.
German just breaks into the house with a saw spear that's rigged up.
No, I'm sorry. I just got the mental image of the ending where you free German, right? And he wakes up into Sal. And he's just like, are you fucking kidding me?
That would be hilarious.
Oh man.
He becomes the old man that's just fishing.
Yeah, and you've of course got to have that joke of like, is he an NPC or a human? Then it's like, oh god, how old are you, sir? God, I'm not gonna lie. Gurman into anything has a lot of humor potential.
Also,
I'm
here's the
gonna see
thing.
if I can
I'm
find
waiting.
this now.
The best part of the entire Gerben, like, breaking in to save the kid, like, Gerben would finally be like, that's it, I gotta go make sure the kid's okay. And he gets in there, like, as the snake girl's strangling him in her sleep.
Oh god. Oh, there's only 8 stories in the entire Bloodborne crossover section where Gurman is specifically mentioned. I am sad.
I am disappointed.
Hang on, wait, let me set rating to all. Okay, we bump up to 14. Now, has anyone gone for the humor genre? Only one.
Shame.
Max, you have to click on it.
It's Percy Jackson and the Olympians, though. I don't know jack shit about that world.
Oh, get out.
I do.
Okay, let's just get rid of the humor. What if I do
No,
genre?
send us the Percy Jackson
B?
one first.
Okay. Yeah, no, I've got it tabbed.
Okay, just making sure.
Yeah. Where should I stick this?
Just fix.
Pick, I
Okay.
guess.
Okay, it's only got one chapter. It's like, no, it's 1,000 words.
Oh.
Good. We'll be able to cover it
Yeah.
at the end.
Well, it's 8:37 now, Sneaky.
I know.
So, you're gonna have to like, you're gonna have to set engine to blah 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 to get through this.
Now we're good. Blah blah blah.
All right. While Max keeps looking through that, Sneaky, let's get through this.
Yeah.
I'm not going to that. I'm gonna look at the other shit that's got Gurman.
Hunter followed.
That's what
Looked
I'm
at the.
saying.
Wait. Yeah, his friend in mine wanted to know more about his past. Great, now we go. The hunter followed out and looked at
Hold
three
on,
girls staring at him.
The hunter's doing. Hold on. The hunter is doing paperwork.
Yes.
I want to point out like 70 problems with this.
Okay.
He has no ID. He has no money. He has no way to tell them who he is.
He has his first name, and he remembers his good friend main character.
Now, sure, he has some letters, and those might have a return address on them. But he can't tell them who he is. He has no money. He has no social security. He has no form of ID. And the government's just like, yeah, sure, we'll just let you out. There's just some paperwork to fill out. Paperwork which he can't fill out.
No, hang on, Atin, you're forgetting. He's not dealing with the government. He's dealing with Agent Smith from the Monster Musume series.
Yes.
Even with how lazy she was a stickler for paperwork because she didn't want to make more work.
Yeah, but here's the thing. If there's no paperwork to do, she's not going to give too much of a shit.
Dude.
I'm willing to bet she's going to chunk that the moment she gets back. Right in the trash can.
But then
Anyway.
she still has to, Max, she'd still have to file a report about, so what's this about an animated armor?
Anyway, blah blah blah. The three girls that apprehended him stared at him. He stopped and walked up to them and bowed in respect. Thank you for apprehending me. Without your help, I wouldn't be able to find my friend again. He lifted his
Feel
mask.
free to skip over this.
It just says
The upcoming is cringe. The
Yes.
upcoming is a bit
He
cringy.
lifted his mask and revealed a neckbeard and plump lips. He tipped his fedora as he kissed the tall woman's hand. The giant woman gave him a crushing hug.
Sneaky. Stop.
I'm not wrong.
Yes, you are. You are actually wrong in this case.
Francis blushed as he said, "Milady." Fine. He lifted his mask and revealed his beard and plump lips. He kissed the tall woman's hand. The giant woman gave him a crushing hug. Francis blushed as his face was placed in between her breast. Singular breast. She only had one. He was placed in between it.
That's some... I don't know what's going on there. Physics is not happy, though.
Oh, it's okay. We're just doing our job, the horned lady said, and the one-eyed girl butted in. Hey, T-Shonishia. Tyanishia.
Tionisha, I think.
Tianisha. You'll break his spine if you hug him any harder, she said, and Tionisha let him go dropping the hunter. The redhead walks over and pokes him. Hey, you still alive? Yep, that put my back in place. Dumb crash. I think even Yang would be wounded by that. By just reading that. Knowing the existence that exists.
Yang might very well kill someone for that.
No one laughs at the hunter's terrible pun. He then went to the one-eyed girl and placed a kiss on her hand. She blushed a bit and
He's
she
gonna
looked at
kiss
him.
all of them. Can we just skip this?
Yes, blah blah blah.
I don't have any patience for this idiocy.
Oh boy. Oh, I don't know your name. My name is Francis, mi amor, he says, using fucking French.
No, I'm pretty sure that exists in Spanish as well, Sneaky.
Oh, I'm sure it exists in Spanish as well. There's a reason why it's called one of the romantic languages. I'm pretty sure mi amor is French, though.
I think there's a slight difference in the accents used. Hey, Firefox, how
No.
about you load the fucking web
it's
pages?
Spanish. It's Spanish. Urban Dictionary
Hey.
declares it's Spanish.
Hey, look at that.
Anyway, so I was wrong. It's Spanish. Though that does bring up the question of what a Spaniard was doing, not inquisitioning in Bloodborne, but we were not going to do that.
I just want to know why the author thinks that Bloodborne doesn't follow basic laws of time outside of the hunt. Like,
Oh, because fuck you.
when you end the dream and you're like, okay, yeah, Gehrman, I'm tired of this shit. Get me out of here. You clearly wake up in Yharnam in the exact same time period. So,
Yeah, but fuck you.
it's easier for me to believe, yeah, I got shunted through an eldritch portal
Oh yes, it is actually.
than
I was
I
gonna say,
woke up
and that's the
and-
thing. I don't understand. Why would you not have that? Why would you not use that excuse? It's literally all over the place in Bloodborne.
Because
Oh,
fuck you.
Eldritch fuckery. Shunt.
Or yeah, what would another thing that would have made sense, like the thing with Gehrman, like Gehrman just wakes up in modern day. Why does he wake up in modern day? Because he was asleep for 3,000 fucking years. Because the gods
Was
don't
it
know how
really
to stop being
3,000?
dicks. No, I'm just throwing out around like he's been
Yeah.
asleep for blank thousand years
Yes, I know
because
he's
the
been
old
asleep
ones
for
are
a
just
very long
dicks.
time.
Yeah, yeah. No, that's like I could accept even that. Like, oh yeah, no, this hunter was just really shitty at his job, and it took him like 1,000 years real time to actually stop the old ones.
Yep, literally could have done anything. Anyway, point being, blah blah blah. The man was super sincere, so alien and alluring. Zambina hip checked the one-eyed girl. I'm Zabina. Took her hand and bowed. Her hand came off, and it didn't freak him out. You must have a tight grip. I can sew that back on. Zambina took her hand back. He didn't freak out. She had her thoughts about him. Did he really not mind? Why is he so polite? He reminds me of him.
Oh, God. In all fairness, a hunter probably wouldn't be all that flustered by something
Oh
like
no,
that.
not at all.
Like, it's like, oh God, I wonder why he didn't mind. Oh, sweetheart, if you only knew.
Insight
If you
game.
only knew.
That could make for an interesting interaction actually between Gehrman and Zambina. Just like, can I have my arm back? Yeah, sure, take it. Why are you not freaking out about this?
You don't want to know.
It's
More
like
or less.
I served a slug.
Anyway,
Not much phases me.
blah blah blah. No, the pleasure's all mine. More Spanish. Blah blah blah. Blah blah blah. They drove away. Blah blah blah. Agent Smith, are you looking for Master? Yes, Poppy. Do you know where he is? Good afternoon, Smith. You have a visitor. He claims he doesn't remember his past, but he remembers you. I don't remember befriending a knight. Allow me to come in so I can explain. Francis comes in, takes off his mask. Crew cut, brown hair, beard, reaching his ears. Masculine jawline and lightly tanned skin.
And that's all that sentence contains, is a poorly worded description.
Yep.
Do you not recognize an old friend? Oh my god, it's Francis! Oh my god, Kimihito! Francis, I can't believe you still remember me. I can't believe you came back. Butts into this as her face turns red, wraps her tail around his neck. Darling, don't tell me. Mia, I don't roll that way. Dropped him and laughed. I'm very protective over Darling. I am Poppy, Lala, the agent of death, Centauria, blah blah blah, Sue, Mero, I'm actually a mermaid, I'm Mila, Kimihito's future wife, blah 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 blah. Blah 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 blah. I am Francis Colon.
What is with this 4,000 lines of just one-word sentences?
As you see, everyone's introducing
You
themselves.
gotta break it up a little bit,
but
man.
the author is too busy to not explain people. I'm an explorer. I can't remember what I did before. Francis has amnesia. These letters. Made it here. Blah blah blah. Take Francis off my hands. Sure, he can crash here. Gracias. Blah 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 blah. He is very mysterious. He's polite. I smell death on him. It's just a Dulahoan sense. Men who kill have a sweet sense of death, and it reeks off him. He's a killer, alright, and from the sweet smell, he's killed hundreds, maybe thousands.
There's a line coming up. I can't wait till you get to this line.
He has amnesia. Why is amnesia capitalized? Maybe he won't remember being a serial killer. He might not want to kill Honey. Conversation with Francis laid things out. Longsword, flintlock, notebook. I was a hunter in Yoram. I killed beast, once human, now monster, due to plague called Bee Scourge. Francis.
I see you found it.
What the fuck?
Francis laid some items as he grabbed back in Yarnum. Francis, why do an eyeball? Ritual item. I found it in a chest.
Francis, why do an eyeball?
Oh, I'm sorry we've been ignoring you, Isley. It's just been hooey. And the answer is this is a Bloodborne monster Musume crossover. So it's Bloodborne, which is a PS4 game in which you basically Dark Souls your way with guns and swords and no magic. Or, well, barely any magic.
Through Cthulhu.
Through Cthulhu. And Monster Musume, which is a supposed to be slice of life comedy harem anime in which the main character plays host for a shit ton of monster girls from various mythological species, and they all fall in love with him because comedy. Can't you tell how well these two work together?
And here's the problem. As we pointed out, there is actually potential for humor here if this author were more talented.
Yeah.
Well, he's not. The author appears to not be aiming.
I don't know. I found a great amount of humor from Francis. Why do an eyeball?
I thought you would.
So wait, there is no Interspecies Protection Act. A what? You see, here in Japan, extra species are protected and cannot harm people, as vice versa. Yharnam has no law because it was a dystopia. Beasts roamed the street, maddened by endless night. There was no government, no authority, only anarchy.
Why is anarchy capitalized?
Because anarchy! Did you kill these beasts? Sadly, yes. Their blood was on my hands, but it was done in order to protect myself and the survivors of the plague. Kimihito, just look at the items. I guess you can bunk with me just like old times. Yeah, just like old times.
Okay, listen. If nothing else, Kimihito should be freaking out about, oh, Jesus, not someone else to feed.
He admits the murder. Darling could be in danger. Lala stopped Mia. He may reek of death, but he didn't hide it, so let's see where this is going. Sue can help. Actually, I have an idea to see if our guest is really Honey's friend. They went on doing their own thing, but Lala had began eavesdropping on Kimihito and Francis. Kimihito began explaining things to Francis. So these extra species live among humans in peace. Pretty much, there's still discrimination. Discrimination is everywhere. It's up to us to be diplomatic, says the hunter, slayer of thousands.
I was gonna say, says the hunter, who is literally fresh from hundreds, if not thousands, of murders.
However, if one guy gets under skin, punch him square in the face. Yeah, you taught me
here's
well.
the thing. Do you know what the most offensive part about that is?
Stabbing?
I mean, yeah, but here's the thing. If your hunter had tried, you actually probably could have just, ignored the old ones. Because they're not... You don't have to kill them. They don't want to fight you. Most of the time, they fight you because you're coming there to kill them.
Yeah, more or less.
After all, look at Mikalash.
Or Kos.
Well, no. Personally, Mikolash deserved everything coming to him.
No, I'm sorry. I'm not. I'm referring to the fact that Mikalash he was just studying them, and nothing bad. I mean, he went insane, but nothing bad happened to him. Now he did terrible things, but
yeah.
But the old gods didn't make him do those things.
Thank you. I'm feeling quite tired. I'll rest. Oh, I actually did see unfortunately, it's dead. But I saw a Bloodborne Harry Potter cross in which Harry Potter ends up as the Good Hunter, and well, he comes back to the Harry Potter verse with a shit ton of insight.
Oh, that's bad.
So he's kind of fucking crazy.
Oh, thank God, I love when people admit this. And I'm going to send you one of the stories that piqued my interest.
Okay.
It is Fire Emblem Bloodborne, specifically Fire Emblem Awakening.
Sweet fucking God.
What?
Yeah, Fire Emblem Awakening and Bloodborne. Gehrman gets a second chance from Naga. So.
Oh no, Naga, no.
Here's the thing. It does appear to be well written, good grammar, and the author straight up, first chapter, note, I'm using my interpretation of Bloodborne lore. I apologize if it conflicts with anything that you have.
Well, I was gonna say, that's a very important thing to note. But Naga, no. That is the wrong person to give a second chance to.
Oh, here's the thing, like, Gehrman kind of deserves it, but then you remember there are parts where it's implied that Gehrman was kind of a sick pervert, and you're like, actually, might not
The
be.
doll exists. He is a sick bastard.
The hunter went into Kimihito's room and laid out the blanket and pillow. He began to undress and took his coat off and began to take his armor off piece by piece. Sorry, place by place.
Indeed.
His muscles rippled. He was muscular due to his constant battles in Yharnam, and rolling around was a good core exercises.
No, he spelled it right.
Really? Alright.
Yeah, piece by piece.
Alright. Good.
It's one of the I before E except after C and all that bullshit.
However, he was unaware someone was watching him through the keyhole. Whispers came from beyond the door. Whoa, he's a supermodel. Move aside, I want to see. Is he taking his shirt off? Yes, he is, and his body is lined with muscles. His body is lined with muscles, guys.
What happened to the fact that they were all head over heels for Kimihito?
Fuck you.
I see.
I said, move. I want to see the eyed candy. Move aside, mortal. I want to see how his body managed to evade death. The
Has
hunter
managed to evade death. Let's be clear how bad the
has
grammar is
managed
here.
to evade death, indeed. The hunter knocked on the door and the girls jumped in panic. Senoras, I wish for privacy, please. He listens for any voices and calms down when he hears none. He reached in his coat and took out his longsword. In his coat? A longsword.
Indeed.
Okay.
Yes.
It was... Oh my god, honestly.
Oh, get the fuck out, author.
Isley says, come on, Atin, who hasn't made a doll modeled after their former student to give to a new student to do with what you please?
Me. That's one. I'm pretty sure I can put Max as 2. I can probably put Sneaky as 3.
It was Ludwig's Holy Blade, but it was made of siderite enhanced with
No,
blood
no,
rock.
Sneaky. It was like Ludwig's Holy Blade.
Oh,
it's not Ludwig's Holy Blade because this guy made it himself.
Oh.
Oh, well, keep in mind that Ludwig's Holy Blade is also a really like shit tier replica of Ludwig's actual blade. So
Yeah, I know that.
It is a weapon the hunter himself forged after witnessing the rock fall from the heavens. His sheath is actually a great sword, also made of siderite. His sheath's a bigger sword.
No, okay, that is literally Ludwig's Holy Blade.
that's what it is. I've shown you Ludwig's Holy Blade. I told you about it. It's a sword that turns into a bigger sword.
So Jean, got it.
No, Jean copied Bloodborne, but Jean's looks shittier.
Yes, I can
Also,
agree to
Shaw
both.
is way more of a bitch.
Yes. So what you're saying is,
you know what?
Monty,
Someone go write that crossover. John becomes the good hunter.
So what you're saying is, John becomes Ludwig. So what you're saying is that Ruby.
No, I wouldn't
copied
wish that on
Bloodborne.
Jean. I think they both started production around the same time.
Yeah, but his sword turning into a bigger sword was a recent.
Well, yeah, but the transforming scythe wasn't. Of course, transforming weapons aren't like completely new. They're just fairly niche.
Yes.
Look, who cares? Move on.
do.
I want to finish this
Fuck you.
trash.
We care.
I care deeply. And blah 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 blah. Gurnham taught him how to make it.
Oh, wait, really? Gurman stood by him. Interesting.
Yep, he taught him how to
Except for the fact
forge.
that Gurman doesn't get out of the chair except for when you fight him.
He even taught him how to forge the sword and everything.
Interesting. I wonder where they forged it, given that there's no forging.
Yeah,
equipment
it's interesting,
in
isn't it?
Hunter's Dream.
Alright, Sue, go find out what's going on. Sue placed her slimy hand on her head and began to speak in a deep, snaggly voice. You're nothing but a murderer. What?
So wait, how the hell did he get his hands on siderite?
Oh, if the rock fell from the heavens, Max.
Yep.
Well, no, like I know that's a thing, and there are only 2 weapons made of siderite in the entire game, even with the expansion. But
Yeah, but fuck you. I killed you in order to protect the innocent, she talked like Francis. You are a beast. Hunters are the real beasts. I killed you. I killed
Blah,
Eve, but
blah,
you killed me for being a beast.
some
and I realized you're
idiot.
sentient.
Look, who cares? This kid
Blah,
thinks
blah,
he's
blah.
great because he's gone through Philosophy 101.
Yep, and blah blah blah. Hunter's nightmare. Blah blah blah. I wish we could see what he was dreaming about. Sue puffed up her cheeks and began making shapes in her stomach. Okay, apparently Sue is somehow a fucking telepath.
maybe that's a manga thing?
I don't remember that at all.
I don't either, but
Apparently she's also a Teletubby because she has a screen in her stomach. And he's dreaming about the dream. He's dreaming a dream, guys.
Something, something, dreaming, blah, blah, blah. Look,
Lala, go
every
comfort
time you
him.
run into some kid who's been through Philosophy 101 and wants to be super deep,
Yeah.
if we could just, like, find a way to keep those people from writing for, like, 6 months until they get out of Philosophy 101, that'd be fantastic.
It probably would be. Hence, you will never be able to.
Gurman's teaching was the following. Go molest the doll, go kill some beasts, and don't think about it too much.
Yeah, that is an accurate summation of what Gerben tells you to do.
Yeah, it is. And it's one of those things where it's like, some people do try to be like, oh, that's not what he meant at all. It's like, no, his tone of voice and the stuff we learned about from the expansion pass clearly means he meant exactly what people thought he meant.
He meant exactly what it sounds like he meant.
It's like,
Crazy
yeah,
old
sure,
bastard.
sure, the doll is like the quote-unquote waifu of Bloodborne, but fucking
She's
Christ,
literally
that
the
was
waifu.
that was not the introduction we needed to Gurman.
To be
Lala, go
fair,
comfort him.
it did
Yes,
an
comfort
excellent
him.
job of suspecting you from him being the final boss.
Oh yeah, no, like when you first meet him, it's like, oh great, so he's just a perverted old man. It's like, oh no, he's a crazy old man who was driven to these depths. Oh, oh,
Anyway,
oh.
I'm sorry, Gurman. I didn't mean to kill you. You're the closest thing to a father. Don't worry, mortal. Your guide of death is here. He was a hero at heart, but he lived with regret. He calmed down, stopped shaking. Lala wondered how to get out of this situation. She began tickling him. Lala let out a sigh of relief. She was aroused by this man, but kept her feelings in check and left the room. Poppy, wake Francis up. Master said it's time for dinner. Blah, blah, blah. Can we eat? I made extra. Blah, blah, blah. I like your beard. Hey, Casanova. It's nice to see you. Oh, so those three showed up for
Just
some
skip
reason.
it. I like,
Blah, 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 blah. They love him. Blah, blah, blah. Good night. Okay, the personification of death or whatever the fuck is in love with him now. Alright. Yeah, like I said, there's a reason why it wasn't just fucking dumb. And it was more than just because it was a Bloodborne
Yep.
monster Musume
Yep.
crossover.
Oh, right. Yeah, Atin, this about sums up some of the fun stuff with that the reveal of the expansion.
Alright, so to end the
Have
day,
fun with that.
Percy Jackson and the Olympians Bloodborne crossover. The second hunt. Waking up under the morning sun. Instead, I wake with a cold storm in the middle of the ocean. Athena, Hades, Gurnam. Supernatural horror. 1,000 words.
Supernatural humor.
Is that humor?
It's humor.
Shit.
Good job there.
Wow, Sneaky.
I smiled as I felt the familiar sensation of death washing over me. I blanched out blood.
Oh, okay, we're just starting there. Like,
And heaved over, dropping my scythe. I couldn't move my limbs. I couldn't feel the dull sensation of my organs working. But you don't!
okay.
The dull sensation of your you don't feel your liver working. You don't feel your kidneys working.
Excuse me. I have a deep and personal connection with my kidneys because I've never done anything mean to them. I feel them working very hard for me.
Why? Because you're full of shit?
Exactly.
Dun 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 dun. My heart staggered and failed. My student rested me on my chair as I slowly died from the injuries he inflicted on me. You've done well, good hunter, I sputtered out as my eyes gazed upon the wretched moon. The hunt was long, master, you deserve to rest, my student said, the good hunter said, trying to withhold the tears that threatened to spill from his eyes. I die and awaken and forget the dream, good hunter, cough cough. Blood was pouring out from my grievous wound. The old blood in my veins was failing to heal me as it should. My heart stopped. My last breath of air funneled out from my lungs. Nothing could be done to save me. Not that I wanted to be saved, of course, seeing hunters die and die over the course of an entire century, watching bitterly as they delved into beasthood for the death of Murgo, and now Murgo was dead. The despicable hunter's dream would end, and I would awaken under the morning sun, forgetting everything, and die a good death in the waking world. Darkness washed over me as my consciousness was pulled from the crumbling dream and back into my body. My body stirred. I felt cold, freezing, and pain. The sensation of rain, the feeling of cold waves crashing into my body. Suddenly my mind spurned my body into my action. I opened my eyes and saw naught but darkness. Rain pelted against me. I looked at my surroundings. I saw flashes of lightning and thunder dance in the dark clouds. The light from the moon peeked out from the minute gaps in the storm clouds. I gripped my teeth and shivered. Sharp, rocky spires jutted out from the frenzied waves. This is someone who discovered adjectives and went fucking insane with it.
Look, author, I'm going to have to ask you to gently put down the thesaurus and stop fucking it. It can't love you back.
AN, I don't know Greek, but this is Google Translate. Well, old hunter, a dark and distorted voice replied, but there will be a price to pay.
Of course there will be. God forbid, just let him have something for free.
My eyes opened again, blah blah blah, end of hull, giant man with dark cloth, I was a toy. Now that's a face befitting of mortals, they should always bow, like you are bowing now, you feel enraptured and terrified. I am Hades, brother of Zeus, son of Kronos, god of the underworld, what's your name? I don't know, Hades. Oh, amnesia is a pain, isn't it? The knowledge that you have about yourself is on the tip of your tongue. Skipping all the boring chatter, you pray to be saved, I will save you, blah blah blah, you'll live your life dictated to my amusement. What you do will buy yourself, I don't care, when I say you always will be under my thumb for as long as you live. Oh god. How is this supposed to be humorous? This is just fucking painful.
Yep.
It's also the only chapter, and this was published May 1st of 2016.
Well, good.
So
It deserves to only have one chapter.
he's probably dead. So apparently they're from Australia.
Yeah, well, fuck them. Alright.
Alright, and we're done with this shit show. Let's get out of here.
Yep,
Folks.
anyway, closing quotes. Thank you everyone for making it this far. As always, if you enjoyed this at all or wish to see other people suffer with you, tell people, please. Spread the word. I don't have much else to say other than that. So, see you all next time.
Everything is trash.
Same
Everything
time,
on this show is
same
trash.
place, same people, different fanfictions. And remember, there's always more, and it always gets worse.